everybody, it's Tamika. I am doing something new today. I am doing something off of my bucket list that I've been planning to do for years, and it's doing the Reset Girls listers. Listers got a list. Every month she comes out with a list of things to do every day of the month that you can journal about and create about. So I definitely wanted to do it, and I just hadn't gotten around to doing it. So I am doing it today, and I've recorded it for you. So this is the first time that I'm doing it, and so I don't know how it's going to turn out. So I'm also going to use the Planner Society page kits. That's also on my bucket list to kind of get down some of those kits that I absolutely love and I hoard because I keep my planner up for longer than a month. So I said I was going to use it on my Listers Got a List to decorate the journals. So I got this artist sketchbook from the Dollar Tree. I got some labels from Michael's, that all this stuff I had already had in my stash. The Planner Girl or Planner Society page kit is there. I'm using my cinch to bind it because I don't like this cover, and I don't like the width and length of it. It's 9 by 6, and I wanted my book to be about 4 1/4 by 8 1/4, 4.5 by 8 1/4, somewhere around there. So I needed to remove the cover and just like start all over. And I needed to cut the paper down. So I like the sketch paper. It's thin, it's white, and it's perfect. So I'm just pulling out some items that I think I'm going to use. I'm going to pull out my Memento ink, some pigment ink, stamps that I think would go great. I don't know what I'm doing. I honestly just am pulling things that I haven't used that I wanted to use. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. These are all the things that I plan on using to, well, in the whole Listers Got a List situation. So you get to see my process. I get to see my process because I don't know yet what it's going to be, but it's going to be fun to get the list done. And I love how the prompts just allow you to actually think about your life and you know, put it in perspective and just going past items and goals and visions, and I just love it. So I don't even know why I didn't start sooner, but I'm here today nonetheless. So I'm starting out with some chipboard, and I'm cutting it down to 5 1/4 by 8 1/4 to allow for it's still going to be 8 1/4 inch tall or lengthwise, but width I have to subtract 3/4 because my binding rings, my cinch binding rings, are 3/4 inch. So technically that leaves me at about 4 1/2. So 4 1/2 by 8 1/4 is what my goal was as far as space, and just, you know, using what I need. I didn't want a whole big old book. So, and plus, this sketchbook allowed me to be able to do it for October and November for sure. And I may be able to squeeze in December. So I'm not sure if the Planner Society kit will last throughout the next 3 months, but I'm definitely going to try to use up all my stuff from it. And then I have a couple other Planner Society kits that I could bring into the party. So I wanted to use some of this acrylic gold foil, copper foil, excuse me, and I'm cutting everything down to the same size, 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I like this vellum just to add a little bit, kind of a smidge of a junk journal. I was going to add more, but I'm like, no, I don't want it to be junky. Like, I don't want it to be sticking stuff in there. I want it to be not basic, but just more flat instead of more dimensional. So I am going to use some puffy stickers and stuff that comes in a kit, but that's about it. I'm not going to be putting in flowers and all that kind of stuff because I want to write in it every day. So the elephant in the room is, yes, it is a late October by the time I'm doing this video, but I had it in my plan to do October, and I'm gonna do October. So I don't care if it was October 31st at 10:50 at night. I was gonna get October's done. Like, that is like my goal. And I have a bucket list, like literally a book with just bucket list stuff on it that I have to get done. Like, this year I plan on at least getting my book halfway done. Can we at least get it halfway done? Or, you know, just clean out this area, organize this, or try this new food, go to this new place. Like, those are all things that are in this book. And it's just really a notebook at this point. So I do plan on, I put in my planner to plan on organizing the planner or decorating the planner. Good gosh. Anyway, so I need to have everything all in one space or else I just will forget about it. So I do keep a planner that everyone, I make them and I keep one in my purse. It is carried around with me 24/7. As long as I have my purse, I have my planner, and it's like my scrappy planner. Pour up, and then I have a section in the scrappy planner that I have household stuff for, but I'm going to make a different one for that because life is not as busy these days because I'm down to just two children, 12 and 17, really just 1 1/4 kid because that 17-year-old is either at school or at work. Um, so I don't have a lot of like football activities and things that I have to organize and plan and meal and pick this up. So I kind of strayed away from the household planner, but I definitely have a full scrappy planner of things that I plan to do or things that I need to do. So I need to get that organized. Excuse me. I need to get that organized as well. So maybe I'll do a planner, make a planner with me video as well. I got a frog in my throat. So back to what we're talking about here, just a sidebar. This is a come and list with me, chat with me. I'm chatting about stuff that's going on. So I hope you guys don't mind these type of videos. If you like actually these videos, then hit the like button, leave a comment down below. I always enjoy watching these. When I'm watching these type of videos, I'm looking at what they're doing, but I feel like I am in there with them having tea and crumpets or coffee cake and coffee, something like that, because it's like, oh, okay, she's talking about this, she's talking about that, but I'm watching what she's doing. So it's not so much as a tutorial, but it's I'm finna do this, and you sitting with somebody while they're working and you're chatting about other stuff. So sorry if you don't like this, but I enjoyed watching them, so I figured I'd try it on my own. So what I did was cover the front and back of the chipboard with the paper from the Planner Society collection. And I decided, you saw earlier that I pulled out the Planner Society box because the envelopes didn't fit. That lister's got a list that I cut down, so I went into another kit and got their little pocket envelopes, and they fit just fine. So what I'm going to do now is tear off, obviously, the front and back covers to the sketchbook. And I really wanted to save those binding rings. I did end up saving, or making it so I'm able to use it later. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to use it later because I don't feel like punching really tiny holes, which that would require me to do. And my cinch doesn't cut small holes like that. So I don't know why I spent so much time trying to perfectly rip that paper out of there and roll it out, but sometimes hindsight is 20/20. You're like, why didn't I just tear that off? But be that as it may, I covered front and back covers of my chipboard already, and now I'm just going to take some time in little sections and cut this paper down to the same size as I cut down everything else. And I got like a small chunk. I have on my old blade, so that's what I do when my blade is wearing down and it starts to tear papers. As you saw earlier when I was cutting the paper for the covers, there was some fraying going on because this blade is old, but I put this blade in there purposely to be able to cut this thicker stack of paper or chipboard because I don't want to ruin my new blades. I mean, it's already a dull blade, so all I have to do is just add a little bit force or go over it a couple times, and then I'm able to cut thicker amounts using this Fiskars trimmer. So it beats removing all of this, going to pull out the big old guillotine and doing it that way and chomping it down, taking it back too much. I just put in an old blade, and there we go. I can run through it. It really did a great job of cutting through the paper on a straight line. So just make sure you have everything all clipped together. So I'm just about done. I think I have 2 more stacks left of this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this together using my cinch. Now, I haven't used my cinch in forever, and every time I use it, I'm like, why don't I use this more often? Or my distressing tool, or my embossing machine. It's just like, oh, I have all these little machines that I don't use. Or my little sticker things that add adhesive to the back of paper, the little tape sticker runner. You push the little cardstock through and you pull it and makes the adhesive on the back. I can't think of it, and I'm not by it to tell you, but I know you guys know. But I said all that to say my cinch is sitting. It was sitting for a long time. I had to literally blow the dust off of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I have to be able to make some more books or make some more journals or something for people so that I can use this a little more, because otherwise it's just sitting there wasting, and I don't like waste. So I know that my niece wants a journal, so I was going to do one, you know, laminated like a traveler's notebook, but now that I have my cinch out and it's all dusted off and clean, I just might make her one using the spiral, the binding rings, and that way, hey, I've used my cinch 3 times this year. So there we go, the We Are Memory Keepers cinch. And I had to, because I hadn't had to use this in a long time, I had to refigure out how I did it. Like, wait, how do I measure this again? So it took me a little bit, but once I got it, you know, once I give myself the refresher course, then I am good to go. So here I am just figuring that out. So yeah, it took a while. So I really like using this, but yeah, I need to use it more. Sorry, I got distracted because my daughter came down here and she's like trying to mouth to me, and I can't read lips and look at this and talk at the same time. I'm a great multitasker, but those 3 things I can't do. So I paused my talking to go give her some pen and paper so she can write down what it is. Because I'm afraid if I stop this voiceover, it's just going to be a hot mess. So here's her notes. I'm going to read this to you guys because she wrote them on 2 different Post-it notes. And she says, can I have my cookies? So that's on one note. And then she said, dinner. Oh, yeah. No, you can have the cookies after dinner. But yeah, so yeah, there we go. That's Kyla for you. Everybody give her a hand. So anyway, I got it figured out. And there we go. I figured that since I already have the template going, I will go ahead and do the other ones while I have it pulled out. That way the other side is a lot easier. Alright, now that I have all of those holes cut out, they came out perfectly, and I changed my cover around to the back. That's one of the things that I always have to remember, is making sure my cover is backwards, because I always screw it up. I remember that is the bane of my existence when I'm working with the cinch with that. But I got it right. I got my binding rings out, and I do try to save as much as I can, because sometimes I do like a little journal, just a real quick notepad or something for my daughter or my niece. So I do try to save those and package it back up so that I can reuse it, you know, so it won't be bent. So that's what I'm doing, putting my leftover binding rings. And I love the fact that the cinch will, you know, not only cut your holes and do all that stuff, but on the side, you can add your binding rings to that. And I forgot about that. I'm like, wait a minute, how am I going to do this with one hand? Oh yeah, the cinch has that little hole piece on the side to hold the binding rings for you. Like, it's an all-in-one exclusive binding tool. So I really do like it, and I do need to use it more. So that's what I'm doing, just adding these together, making sure I got it right and it's loose. And then I set my side to 3/4 inch because that's the size of my binding rings. And then I go ahead and get those attached. So I got all of those attached, and now is the fun part. We can start the listing. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that pocket that I found earlier and attach it to the inside of my jacket, so that I can add my list in there, and I can keep it in a safe space, so when I'm getting ready to list, I know exactly where it is, and I don't have a hard time trying to find out, you know, where to go. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using some red tape because I really like this tape. I don't have a whole lot of it, but when I use it, I realize how much I love it. It's tiny, this one is, but it's very sturdy. But yeah, I wish I could tear it free with my freehand tear, but you can't. But it's really good. Sticks everywhere. So I'm just going to attach that pocket, and then we can get on to the list on. I will be sure to add the links in the description box where you guys can find the Reset Girl, her YouTube channel and website, so you guys can try this at home as well. It's really something that I've had on my list for a long time to do. I love that cute little acetate piece with the little gold dots. It's just really, really cute. So for the front, I wanted to just do something simple and put, you know, October for the month, because I didn't add any page dividers, because I don't know, who knows when I'm going to stop. I tried to count down like 15 pages for 30 days or 16 pages for 31 days, and 1 page per journaling is what I kind of figured out. But who knows, I may add more, I may need more space, or I may need less space. But I didn't add any inserts because I thought that this book would be good for 2 months or so. I just went and pulled out these Forever in Time clear stamps. I believe I got these from the Scrap Expo in Chicago last year or year before. I really like these block letters, and this is my first time using them because they're all attached together, obviously, so I had to cut and separate them apart, so I just figured I'll just add like a simple October to the side. I pulled out some other stamps and stuff and maybe decorate it a little bit. Maybe use some spray inks or something. I just kind of wanted to decorate the October page or the month page, so I know where, you know, I'm starting at. So here you'll see me adding the October letters to the stamp block. So really easy and simple. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the next part. After I got them all lined up, which was fairly easy, I added it to I got some ink on here. I used this more pigmented ink, and I probably won't use it anymore because it takes a long time to dry. And I'll go back to my Memento ink, but I really like the pigment ink because it is a darker color. So anyway, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. I'm going to go back to Memento ink because I'm a little bit impatient and I'd rather it dry first. So I got October. Of course, there's only one O. So that's the thing I love about these gridded blocks, is everything's going to line up. If you put it together right, everything should be able to line up. So I just saved the space for the first O, and then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it there. Love, love, love. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the stamps that I pulled off to the side. I thought if I add like a cute little flurry sentiment over this October, it would be cute. So I have a stamp set. Let's see if I can get the name of it. I know it's from Close to My Heart. It's called You're the Bomb. So I added the word wonderful to the top of that October, and it also comes with a chunky word so I just put that on there. So wonderful October. And just cleaning off that stamp, because like I said, that pigment ink is very pigmented, so I don't want to put it back in and it stain the cling stamp. I'm usually actually not that bougie about the stamps, but when I'm using this pigment ink, I am. So yep, there's my little so. I thought that was really cute. And then I'm just gonna go and add some spray paint to the paper. I thought it would add a nice touch to my book. I'm using some chalk paint that I got from the Dollar Tree. I just sprayed that book really, really quickly with that. And then I'm adding a stitch circle to the inside, so I can have like a focal word for this month to put on the inside there. Then I saw these cute little spray border of leaves, and I thought that would be really cute to add to the book at the top and the bottom, since it's October, sort of, you know, leaf fall situation is what I was thinking. I'm not sure if I'm going to be decorating the pages every time like this, but I definitely will be adding a side month title. But as far as everything else, yeah, I really just want to get to listing, to be honest. So I'm done with that first page. I'm just going to, as far as decorating, now I'm just going to add my words that, you know, that I want to add to it. And like I said, I was going to focus on a word every month. This month is family, and just journal a little bit about family on the front of that. So I won't bore you guys with all of my messy writing. So let's move on. So I'm just done with the front cover, and I really enjoyed this page. So I just might go ahead and do a focal word for all the months. I decided to add some hearts and then just color in some of the holes and the spaces, color in the leaf with some Copic markers, so to kind of finish that page off. So now I'm getting to listing, which is what I've been waiting to do. I grabbed some of these Me and My Big Ideas stamps. They're labels, so I'm just going to add the list item before I start documenting. So the first thing for October is my favorite snacks, my current favorite bite-sized snacks or something. Hold on, I got my little thing right here. Yeah, favorite bite-sized snacks. So I got my little Polaroid machine, my Fuji Film 7S that I use for just other little journaling things that I do, and I really like the Polaroid part of it. It dates me, it brings me back to my childhood, but these little mini picture frames I absolutely adore. So I decided to, I added some tape to the back, HEG tape, and I decided to go ahead and adhere that bottom down with some washi, some colorful washi. I bought in all the little knickknacks and things from the Planner Society kit that I'm using. So my current, just so you guys can know, because I know you're trying to like zone in on that little page there, but my current snacks are M&M's, yum yum, mini peanut butter M&M's, fruit snacks, Welch's fruit snacks, there is a difference in the fruit snacks, Reese's peanut butter chocolates, and High Chews. Those are the things that I'm currently falling in love with while I'm crafting as far as bite size. So I just went and made a die cut of numbers 1 and 2 so that I could use them to label like the listers. It could stand out. I'm just going to doodle around it. I was going to put the number 1, like write it on there. So I figured, hey, I have some stencil or some dies that have the numbers. I might as well use them. And I used some of the paper from the collection. So I'm literally just writing down what I just said, like my little snacks. And my handwriting is like the worst. One day I'm going to take a calligraphy course because I think calligraphy artists are absolutely phenomenal, where people even have great handwriting. I start out with it, but I always manage to stray away to the ugly handwriting that you see before you today. But if you guys know a good calligraphy class or a kit or something that you have tried, leave that down below in the comment section. I'd love to check it out. Something that's on my bucket list. So yeah, I wouldn't mind checking it out and seeing what that's about. So I just made some little doodles around the paper just to kind of fill in some of that negative space. And I'm just looking for some die cuts to add, or some stickers or something to add to this page, because I've already written down my items that I like to snack on currently, my current sweet tooth. And then I did journal a little bit about the other things that I like to eat or like to snack on while I'm crafting. And I have a more of a savory tooth. Sometimes I have a sweet tooth. It's more often that I have more of a savory. So I really enjoy like mozzarella cheese circles, like the real mozzarella balls that you buy, or the circles with some roasted red peppers. Sometimes I'll warm up the roasted red bell peppers with a sprinkle of like garlic salt or some kosher sea salt and pepper, and it's just such a great snack. I like to eat Parmesan crisp or moon rocks, these little crunchy things that I first saw at Starbucks and I fell in love with them, but now I found them at Target and they're so good. They're like dried cheese crisps, and they have different flavors, Gouda, Parmesan, you know, those are all flavors are there. And then I like to chew on some teriyaki bites sometimes, from time to time. So that's that. I'm going to start on the second picture, and with my little Polaroid and my number 2. And the second one was last month I was able to. That's the second prompt for the listers in October. And I have a picture of my craft room, a space in my craft room rather. I did post on Instagram like a short little video of where I was at so far. So if you guys are following me on Instagram, you can scroll back to some back posts and see a picture of more so 180-degree view of my craft room. It took days to get that done. So my birthday, my sons bought me a unit from IKEA, and so I was able to put those together, and I had been buying little things here and there, and I've got some baskets from the Dollar Tree and made it work. So I love how it's setting up so far. And so yeah, I have a picture of what I was able to do, which is kind of de-stash, go through stuff that I am not going to use and purge, and that was very helpful. It was almost like a kid at Christmas time, because it was like, oh my God, I forgot about this. It's open, mind you. Like I said, I buy and then I use it, and then I'll put the rest of it away. But those are a lot of those little, you know, half open containers and stuff that I was finding, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like presents and Christmas Day, because I'm finding all these cute little things that I want to work on. Now I have a whole another list that I have to make of things that I want to work on, but it's my haven. What I'm journaling here is that it's my haven away from home. I know you guys may ask me about these pens. They are absolutely awesome. I was sent these to review. They're erasable gel pens by PLAIR-O'NEAL, and they come in 6 colors. The colors are phenomenal. They really are gel. They really are lovely. And you saw me earlier erase that whole top half of the paper, so I really like that. I'll put the link down below in the description box for them. Really inexpensive, and I was sent these like forever and a day ago, and I hadn't gotten around to using them until maybe a couple weeks ago. I was writing down some other things in another list, and I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I used these before? So anyway, I'll link those down below in the description box. But anyway, they're erasable gel pens by PLAIR-O'NEAL. And so that's that. And I added some of the puffy stickers that were in the collection. I added this just add a little bit of extra too. I didn't want this book to be dimensional at all. So those puffy stickers will probably be the most 3D thing that's in this book. Everything else would be flat embellishments and things like that, because I don't want a thick, fat mini album. So I'm just drawing some extra little doodles around some dashes and dots around the perimeter, just to add a little something extra to this page, and call it a done deal. So here's that purple gel marker again. I just thought it would be cute to add some color to the book. So that's it for my October version of, well, not October version, this is really only 2 days. At the time of this video, though, I've completed another 4 days. So yay for me. I don't know if I'm going to get done with October in October, but I'm off to a great start. But this is it. This is day 1. This is day 1 and 2. I encourage you guys to check the links in the description box below for things that I mentioned in this video, and show the Reset Girl some support, because I know it takes a lot of work to come up with these ideas, and I'm definitely going to get ready and start on September and do them daily. That way I can keep up with it more, and then kind of backtrack and finish up the August list, because October list, because I really want to. So I'm doing this to finish up the cover. Those puffy stickers, I'm just adding just a little bit of decoration to the front to complete it. Excuse me. It says Blessed Planner Girl with a couple little hearts is what it will eventually end up saying. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like it if you like it, and let me know if you guys would like to see more of these in the future. Bye.